is a good reason why the highest performing people in the world focus on mastering their psychology, because beliefs, thoughts, and words influence your actions, habits, values, and your future. If you want to control your destiny, you have to start by controlling your mind. Now, in certified high performance coaching, we call this psychology mastery. But you don't have to be a certified high performance coach or the client of a certified high performance coach to know the power of mastering your mind. Long, long ago, one of my favorite mystical teachers, Rebbe Nachman of Breslov, said, "You are where your thoughts are, so be careful what you think." In the Book of Proverbs, King Solomon says, "Be careful what you think, because your thoughts run your life." The Buddha said, "The mind is everything. What you think, you become." And Mahatma Gandhi said, "Your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits become your values, and your values become your destiny." What I'd like to do in this video is explore that last quote by Gandhi by breaking it into smaller pieces so we can understand the importance of mental mastery. Okay, first line was, your beliefs become your thoughts. The dictionary defines a belief as feeling sure that someone or something exists or is true or trustworthy. I've always said that beliefs are thoughts you repeatedly think. The more you think something, the more likely you are to believe it. So I could argue that your thoughts come before your beliefs. So for example, you might tell a little white lie and repeat it a few times, and before you know it, it's truth for you. You consider it true. You form a belief. On the other hand, I could agree with Gandhi, because after all, if you hear something and believe it's true, you're likely to think about that belief often, and then it's going to impact all your thoughts related to that. Okay, let's go on to the second phrase. Your thoughts become your words. Here again, I could debate which comes first, thoughts or words. After all, thoughts consist of words, so maybe there are words that put the thought together, or the thought comes and you understand it with words. More likely that. So when you speak your thoughts, you're using words. Thus, your beliefs and your thoughts are expressed mentally and verbally with words. So for instance, you could have the thought, "I can't do that." And then you vocalize that thought in spoken words to yourself or say it aloud to someone. Okay, third phrase, your words become your actions. Whatever you believe and think, you act on. So it makes sense that if you express your beliefs and thoughts as words or with words, those words then direct your actions. So if you believe you can't write a book, for instance, you're going to think thoughts related to that belief. And those might include, "I can't do that," as mentioned in the previous example, or "I don't know what to write," or "I'm not a good enough writer," "I have no idea how to write a book," "I don't have time to write a book." And with that type of mental chatter going on, those thoughts, what's the likelihood that you take any action toward writing a book? Nil, nada, right? After all, why bother? Why bother? Why try writing a book when you know you can't? When you have the belief, you know you can't do it. Because remember, a belief is something you consider true. Okay, next phrase. Your actions become your habits. Habits are formed by consistent, repetitive action. You can have mental as well as behavioral habits, but in both cases, repeatedly thinking or doing something becomes rote. You don't have to think about it anymore. You do it without thinking, which is the definition of a habitual behavior. So for instance, if you continue to think, "I can't do it," your brain registers that thought. And the more often you think it, the deeper the neural pathways in your brain. So when you think about writing a book, as I mentioned already, you automatically say to yourself, "I can't do it." Especially if every time you think about writing a book, that's what happens. "I can't do it," right? Well, let's say that every time you consider writing a book, instead, you maybe dismiss those negative thoughts about not being able to do it, and you sit down at your computer and you start typing. And you do this every day for a couple months. At the end of that period, you're going to have a writing habit. Writing will simply be what you do daily without fail, just like brushing your teeth. No thought, it's just what you do. Okay, next phrase. Your habits become your values. Just as your habits become rote, so do your values. And by that, I mean you express your values with no conscious intention or effort. So my mentor, Jim Fortin, teaches that we live our values subconsciously. He says, no one gets up in the morning and says, hey, what values am I going to operate from today? We could do that, but we tend to not do that. So our values, he says, are unconscious and they happen on autopilot. So it makes sense that to be, do, and create what you want, you have to align your values with the results you seek. And if you aren't sure what you value, just look at your habits. If you sit on the couch every night eating ice cream and binge watching your favorite show, that's the activity that you value. And if you work on your book manuscript each night after dinner for an hour or more, that's the behavior you value. Now, if you created these habits because you value the behavior for some reason, then you're also committed to those values, to those behaviors, which is why they became habits in the first place. So you create habits because you value the behavior and you're committed to those behaviors, and that's how they become habits. Okay, last one. Your values become your destiny. You could say destiny is something divinely determined, but we live on the earth plane where action begets results. So what you think and do, which are both actions, impact what you create. If you live your values, those values determine your future. So consider the earlier examples that I used. If you value watching television and eating ice cream nightly, what will your what will your future look like? What will it include? Possibly being overweight or out of shape or stuck in a comfortable but not very satisfying life. On the other hand, if you value working on a book nightly, your future will likely include being an author and impacting the lives of your readers in positive and meaningful ways. So the bottom line is that psychology mastery increases your creative ability. You probably realize by now that mastering your psychology, your mind, increases your ability to create the future that you desire, future you want. Why? Because your beliefs, thoughts, and words govern your actions, habits, and values. Combined, they determine who you're being, your identity. And they determine what you're doing, your behaviors and actions, and what you're creating, your current and future results at any given time. So when you master your mind, you master your ability to create your future. You become the creator of your destiny. So that is why you want to master your mind. That is why you want to have psychology mastery, okay? I would love to hear what you think about this. Okay, I quoted some famous people. I broke down Gandhi's statement. What do you think about it? How does it resonate with you? And are you creating your destiny? I'd love to know. Leave me a comment down below this video, or if you're over at my blog, you can leave a comment there. If you don't know who I am, I'm Nina Amir, the Inspiration to Creation Coach. I am a certified high performance coach, as well as an intuitive transformational catalyst. I love to support people in getting from where they are to where they want to go by being the type of person who can do whatever's necessary to create those results that they want. Right? So mastering their psychology, mastering their physiology, their behavior. Right? So if that's of interest to you, click on the link above for the Inspired Creator Community, because that's where I offer personal and spiritual growth. Personal and spiritual growth coaching and training, because I believe we need a holistic approach to our own transformation. We need to address all of who we are, and we are spiritual beings having a physical human experience. And so I offer both personal and spiritual growth coaching. I want to address all of you. The more you work on you, the more you change from the inside out, the more you connect to your spiritual nature, and the more you live a life that's soul aligned. So if that's of interest to you, click on the link above for the Inspired Creator Community. If you have questions, leave a comment down below or go to my website, ninaamir.com, and leave me a message. Okay, so that's it for today. Until I talk to you next time, go out there and achieve more inspired results.